finally the Edmonton Oilers go on a 2-game winning streak. Oh my god, the first time of the year. Let's go, baby. Fuck. Last year, we didn't have to really talk about this because we absolutely popped off the start off the year. Wasn't it like 10-1? We started off the season. It was an absolute crazy start. This year has been a bit of a different story for the Edmonton Oilers, as we've struggled right off the get-go to keep the puck out of the net, which we definitely didn't do in this game, but we were able to outscore our opponent, which was definitely the biggest thing out of this game, which we got lots to talk about. Welcome everyone back to another OGR. Today is game 11. Like I said, we got lots to talk about, lots to digest. Stuart Skinner made his debut tonight. We had Leveegson and Chris Russell go in for Cuckoo and Ethan Bear. As you guys know, Ethan Bear is out with an injury. I don't know why they took out Cuckoo, but they always seem to, instead of like somebody like Adam Larson. Anyways, we also got Gaetan Haas back in the lineup too, as he's finally recovered from COVID-19. He had COVID when he came from Switzerland over to Canada, and he had to quarantine, and so he's good now, and he played absolutely amazing. We're going to be getting into just about everyone. We have lots of content to talk about in today's episode, like a lot. So let's get right into reviewing the game and all the goals, and we'll start off with the first one of the game, Dominik Kahun. He got a very lucky one 8 seconds in. It was crazy to see this one, honestly. I didn't expect this game to go this quick and to get a goal that quick either. Dominik Kahun, of course, getting his second of the year, which is a goal he definitely needed to give him a little bit more juice, which definitely did give him that juice, and he definitely looked energized most of the night. And I'm also glad to see Dominik Kahun finally starting to put up some goals alongside Leon Drasaitl, but it was a perfect face-off win there by Drasaitl, setting up Dominik Kahun. Excuse me, apparently I have hiccups as well. My acid reflex is just kicking my ass, but Dominik Kahun took a nice shot. It tipped off of one of the center sticks and went right in the back of the net, and then we'll get on to the next one. We got to get right through these goals. We have like, what is it, 8 goals for Oilers, 5 goals for the Sens, so we got lots to digest with every single goal. Then of course James Neal, the real deal Neal, baby, as Neal has more goal or tied up with goals with Milan Lucic in just one game. Neal scored 2 goals in one game compared to Lucic, who played 7 games. That's pretty goddamn amazing if you ask me, if I say so myself. The real deal Neal is back, and he gets a big power play goal there alongside of Nuge. It was a beautiful pass by Nuge. He tipped it right in the back of the net. It was a great goal for the Edmonton Oilers. We already go up 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of the game. I wasn't expecting it. I was pretty hyped about it when I seen these 2 first goals went in, and then I started feeling bad. I'm like, man, we're about to wreck this team. And then Colin White gets his first of the season. He batted it down from high up top, and this goal was just a kind of a bad one for Stuart Skinner. He made a couple good saves beforehand. Our defense wasn't helping him out. Nurse and Barry were out there, and they were just puck watching. Same with Kyle Turris, which is why I hate Kyle Turris defensively, and he just doesn't play defense. He honestly doesn't. He sits there and watches the puck go in the back of the net, which is what they did. There was no support for Stuart Skinner, and we need to give our goalies more support, and we kind of showed that during this game. Now, Stuart Skinner, definitely for the first period, he was definitely looking out of touch, which is why we tried to get as many goals as we possibly can, which we did. But we got to see more of a reliable game from Skinner, and I'm not asking him to anyways, because he's 22 years old. He's a young guy, but he was moving around in his net a lot. Definitely didn't look as confident as he probably wanted to be. He definitely did settle down once it got to the third period. I think he actually had like a shutout in the third period, I think. Oh, no, the 2 goals there. But he had a shutout second period. He was pretty good there. Didn't do too bad. And he will continue to develop. Stuart Skinner is one of the more talked about prospects in the system of the Edmonton Oilers, and he will continue to develop and get better over time. But the Oilers definitely need the support. And Stuart Skinner, you can see that right off the get-go. He was looking a bit sketchy. He definitely wasn't looking like, of course, he's not an NHL goalie yet. He still has time to develop. But yeah, that was a rough one for Stuart Skinner. He should have just stayed in his net. He moved way too much out and then had to recover, and it was kind of too late, and they put it right in the back of the net. But don't you worry, the Edmonton Oilers, they marched right back in, and Tyson Barrie, with a howitzer from the point, gets a big power play goal, his first of the year. It was an absolute howitzer set up there by Drasaitl. Honestly, that was a beautiful stop shot there by Tyson Barrie. Honestly, beautiful setup play, and beautiful goal there by Tyson Barrie to finally get his first. And then James Neal gets his second of the season. It was a face-off win there by Turris. Neal got a nice shot and absolutely buried it in the back of the net. And then that's also when Holberg got put in the back of the net because Matt Murray let in the first three, and then they changed them up throughout Matt Murray. And then Nudes, once again on the power play, jumped right on a nice little pass from McDavid, and he scored his fifth of the year. And then Brady Tkachuk got his third of the season. And honestly, Adam Larson, what are you doing, man? I gotta ask you, why does every defender on our team does this? Oh, what a block shot! Oh, another block shot! Oh, another one! That's all Adam Larson does. That's legit all Adam Larson does. He's defending, and then what a block shot! Right in front of Brady Tkachuk, just throws his body down, and I understand Larson's thinking that he's by himself, but if he were to actually look, McDavid backed him up on this play, so Brady Tkachuk decided to take a shot, and when you let Brady Tkachuk take a shot, a guy that was a top 5 pick in the draft, he's going to score it on Stuart Skinner, and he certainly did, and cut the deficit to 3. And I've never really liked Adam Larson's play this year, and the way that he played defense on that play was just dumb. It really was. You lay down way too early. It was way too early. You were up near the top of the dash marks. I don't know why he would do that. It was kind of a dumb play by Adam Larson and a really bad play defensively reading that entire play. If you were to actually push up on Tkachuk and shut him down, it would have been a better idea, especially since McDavid was with you. I don't know what Larson was doing. He wasn't even paying attention, and I think William Lalegson, a guy who we're probably not, I wasn't going to really talk about him because he really didn't get any points during this game, but is a serious guy that I could think that could take over Adam Larson right now. Honestly, Lalegson, look at over his stats. 3 hits, only 1 giveaway, and yeah, but he had 2 takeaways throughout this entire game and actually even played more time than what Adam Larson played out there. Not just that, also played more short-handed time as well. I don't know why Lalegson got put alongside of Chris Russell. Tippett has this philosophy of putting a defensive defenseman alongside a puck-moving defenseman. Then why didn't he put Bouchard alongside of Lalegson? I think that would have worked like a genius. It would have worked awesome. And Adam Larson, on the other hand, he's not a top 4 defenseman. He honestly isn't, and he hasn't been proving that over the past little bit, especially with the dumb defensive plays he's been doing. And especially against the Ottawa Senators. Like, we're ripping apart this team defensively, but yet Adam Larson can't play defense against the Ottawa Senators. It's an absolute joke. And then Jake Batherson on the power play there for the Ottawa Senators. It was an absolute howitzer of a shot there from Jake Batherson, puts up his first of the season. So already before we go into the second period, we already have 8 goals already that we had to talk about. Going into the second period though, Connor McDavid puts up his 8th, 42 seconds in on the power play, which our power play was absolute buzzing. And then Darnell Nurse puts up his second of the season. It was a beautiful shot by him and a nice work and play by McDavid. McDavid got dragged down by Gabranson. Got it over to Drasaitl. Drasaitl got it back over to McDavid. And then McDavid set up Nurse for a beautiful goal and put us up 7-3. And then Kayla Yamamoto by a beautiful pass by Drasaitl, getting Yamamoto's 4th of the season, putting us up by 8-3. And then this was another dumb play by Adam Larson once again. And I know we're talking about him again. Tim Stützle there on the power play gets his 2nd of the year. And this was a nice drive by Stützle. He was driving in. He got a nice pass by Colin White, and he drove in and scored a goal. Now, what Adam Larson was doing is Colin White kind of drove to the outside here. He was right here. Tim Stützle was right here driving in. And Adam Larson was right here. And practically as a defenseman, when you see that, and you see one of their players driving in, you think, oh, the play probably is Colin White's probably going to pass over to Tim Stützle. Oh, Adam Larson didn't do that. Adam Larson did not cover Tim Stützle, and there he is having to transition. Oh, what a block shot! When Stützle is already gone. And you got to think in your mind as a defenseman, and you see Tim Stützle, a very high caliber player, yeah, you might want to be able to, you might want to pay attention on him, Adam Larson. It's feeling like Adam Larson is that 18-year-old that just got drafted and we're talking about his dumb defensive mistakes. No, Adam Larson's like, what is it, 28 years old? And he's still making these mistakes to this day. Like, he does not deserve to be a top 4 defenseman on the Edmonton Oilers right now, especially with that play. He focused on the puck more than the right play, which was paying more attention to Tim Stützle. Colin White was still slowly coming in, but you decide not to focus on Tim Stützle, and he scores a really nice goal in your goalie. And you cannot rely on Skinner. Like, Adam Larson, come on, buddy. Like, you got to know that as a defenseman of your expertise. You got to know that. And he did. And then Austin Watson took a nice shot. Skinner didn't really see it coming, and it was a nice goal by him. It was like Austin Watson even said it was easy, which it was. It was a very easy goal for the Ottawa Senators, and that was basically it. There was no other goals. The third period honestly wasn't a very strong period for the Edmonton Oilers. I felt like we definitely didn't play the greatest game going into that third period, and we definitely need to elevate our game. There's still lots of things that we need to work on it. But it was a pretty historical night for the Edmonton Oilers. Draisaitl put up 6 assists and didn't shoot the puck once, which hasn't happened since 1979-80 year. That's a long time ago that's actually happened in the history books. Not just that, no one's actually hit 6 assists until Eric Lindros did it back in the 90s. So some historical numbers. Draisaitl was 1 assist off from breaking the record, which he was so close to doing a couple times, but wasn't able to break it. McDavid also had 5 points himself and put themselves as sole leaders in that the leader of points in the NHL right now among players. They have like, what is it, like almost a 10-point lead above everyone else. It's absolutely nuts. But this game, it was a really, really fun game to watch. Talking about Gaetan Haas, I really loved his play. I thought he actually played better than what Kyle Turris did. I feel like Gaetan Haas could perfectly take that third line spot and excel. He had 12 minutes of ice time, played way more shorthanded than what Kyle Turris did. Kyle Turris only played 38 seconds on the PK, and Gaetan Haas almost played 4 minutes, which I'm liking to see that. I'd rather have a Gaetan Haas play on that number 1 unit alongside of a Josh Archibald and then having like a new Giamamoto sort of mixture. I like that much better than instead of having Kyle Turris, because honestly, Kyle Turris is not your PK guy, and he hasn't shown that all year, but Gaetan Haas was really proving it out there that he could play on the PK. Defensively, I don't know why we threw out Chris Russell like that out there. I like the pairing between Lelekson and Russell. They seem to lower Jones's minutes down to 12. Not too sure why. I thought he was doing not that bad. The Nurse and Barry pairing, I'm actually very impressed with them. Actually, the Barry and Nurse, they've been struggling a little bit this year, but Barry, I felt like he's been more alive out there with Darnell Nurse and is one of our best defensive pairings between the both of them, which is definitely not saying anything great, but it's what we got going for us right now. And Nurse and Barry played a very solid game against the Ottawa Senators, and I was very impressed. Lelekson also impressed me as well. I don't think I would be I wouldn't be surprised if you see him in the lineup next game. Now, what I would do honestly is I would take out Larson, put in Booch, and also put in Cuckoo and play Lelekson alongside Cuckoo, Booch alongside of fuck, I guess that would be hard. Maybe Lelekson alongside of Booch. I mean, you could go multiple different pairings, right? Chris Russell, Larson, I feel like are not good on the team, but you need veteran expertise to play alongside of either Bouchard or Lelekson, right? That's what you're going to be kind of aiming for. So I don't know what Dave Tippett's going to really do with the lineups going forward. I would like to see Bouchard. Tippett did kind of hint that he might be in the lineup tomorrow, as Chason did get sent down in the minors, so we might be seeing him here very soon. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. I got to go to class here in a bit, so I got to go do that. But it was a very fun, entertaining game to watch. For some reason, Puljujärvi did struggle a little bit in this game. That's why he didn't get very much ice time. But Gaetan Haas, keep going, bud. You're playing absolutely amazing. And hopefully we get another big W out of the Ottawa Senators tomorrow, which will be a big one, because if we win, we're going to be back at 600, and we will be in a playoff spot if the Winnipeg Jets lose tonight. We need the Winnipeg Jets to lose against the Calgary Flames, and I mean, either way, if the Calgary Flames win, then they kind of they jump up in the standings too. So either way, it doesn't really matter who wins in the next game. It's the Canadian division. It's going to be tight as all hell up until the ending. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me, guys, how you guys thought about this crazy game, and I can't wait for Tuesday to hopefully see the exact same thing. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. See you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.